Hello, good afternoon. This is Tanya Irby Langley, author of Shattering Glass Ceilings and your ADHD coach, aka the advocate, aka the consultant, aka Mrs. Shattering Glass Ceilings herself. Just wanted to touch base and say hello and to inform my listening and following audience some of the upcoming activities, events, webinars, and so forth that's happening with Shattering Glass Ceilings. If you all have been following me since the weekend, then many of you all know that I have officially launched Shattering Glass Ceilings mini book, which is part of many projects that I have going on for Shattering Glass Ceilings. In addition, that particular item is on sale on my website. And so for all of you that have gone to my website or have seen me in person at my events this weekend and have purchased your mini book, thank you in advance. I truly appreciate it. And I hope that in your reading pleasure, it has given you some insight and engaged you to look further into understanding what this thing ADHD is all about and how it impacts our community. Just wanted to talk about a couple of things that I see and that I've been getting feedback on. So many of you that I have engaged with on my parent group, as well as some of the other groups that I am part of, specifically geared towards ADHD, many of you have shared your concerns with some of the issues that you face as a family, as a parent, and just being at your wits' end with the diagnosis. It's not an easy diagnosis, and I totally understand where many of you are today. With that being said, the work that I am doing is solely and entirely surrounded around my experience, and it's something personal to me because I understood and knew how I felt during those years that I went through trying to navigate through this diagnosis and feeling totally alone, not really having the support that I thought I needed. And I said that when I was able to put myself in a better position, that I would not keep my experience to myself. And I'm so happy that I am in a position to help those that are in the same place that I was many years ago, and even sometimes today when I think about the diagnosis. I will be having a couple of things that's going on, so if you bear with me for a second, I won't be too long on lives. I'm going to try to keep them very short and just being impactful in the information that I share. So the first thing that's coming up is on July 31st. I believe that's on a Thursday. I will be doing a webinar called "There is No Such Thing as a Magic Pill." For some, medication is a valuable option for the treatment of ADHD, but it is not the only option. I am in several Facebook groups for ADHD and other special education disorders, and the topic always, and I mean always, comes up surrounding medication. As I have expressed on many occasions, I am not, one that will keep it to myself. I am not a strong proponent of medication. I'm just not. I don't believe in medicating children. And I don't discourage anyone or judge anyone that does. That's just me. Me personally, medication and kids don't mix for me. However, I do recognize that there are some families and some parents out there that believe in medication, and it is an option for them, and there's nothing wrong with that. All I want to do in this series is to deal with the issue at hand when it comes to the Black and Brown community and when it comes to our children. Many of our children are overly diagnosed and overly medicated. I do not discourage, again, any parent from opting to medicate their child. But my task in my journey is to ensure that everyone that I touch, whether it's through the sound of my voice, whether it's through my Facebook Lives, whether it's me in contact with having physical conversation with you, it is my job to make sure that I educate every time I touch on the subject of ADHD. I want to make sure that if you are medicating your children, you are completely woke in your process and you are well informed and know the benefits and the not so great benefits of medicating your child, especially as they're growing and especially if they're very young. Also, I want to make sure that I introduce you to more person-centered approaches when dealing with your child's diagnosis. Yes, medication is an option. It's one that's available to us, especially if we have healthcare benefits that we pay for. They are available, but it is a temporary relief for a permanent situation. And when I say permanent situation, ADHD is a permanent situation. Your child will not grow out of it. They will be able to grow into a functioning adult, learning how to cope with their diagnosis, but they will never grow out of it because it is something that stays with them for their life. Ultimately, my goal is to help you approach your child's diagnosis with that person-centered approach. And so I'm asking on July 31st, for those of you that have inboxed me, for those of you that have responded to my post asking if your children are medicated and if your children have ADHD, I will be hosting a webinar via Zoom on July 31st at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. is the time because many families wind down and the children are, kind of relaxed and getting into their comfort zone to rest for the evening, and mom and dad and whoever the caregivers are can kind of take advantage of that time to get some information and work done. So 9 p.m., pop on Zoom. The presentation will be a good content of information. And on that evening, we will have a licensed naturopathic doctor, which is another alternative to prescribing medication for ADHD and other special education diagnoses, that will share from a holistic standpoint what your options are. And we'll talk about a lot of other things that will be appeasing to the particular topic. So again, July 31st, 9 p.m. on Zoom. There is a $25 charge. Yes, I have to charge for this because you can go anywhere and get free information. But let's think about it when we say free. You're going to get what you pay for. And so if it's free, you're not going to get the full overview of what it is because it's free and it's very watered down. What I'll be providing to you is information that resonates to our particular environment, and that's the Black and Brown community. I'm specifically gearing this towards the Black and Brown community. Yes, everyone in the race of America has, input, and they're going through ADHD as well. But I am particularly focused on making sure that our Black and Brown community is well informed, they're engaged, and they're educated. So when school gets back in the fall, you know what your action plans and your goals are, and you know how to speak to the needs of your child, whether it's through your pediatrician or your school system. Secondly, I will be hosting a 5-week series of information that is gender related. The first series will begin on August 2nd, and August 2nd is on, I believe, let me check my calendar. I think August 2nd is on, a Tuesday. So for 5 weeks, starting on August 2nd, I will be hosting a 5-week series entitled, just one second. Let me take that back. August 2nd is the date, and it's actually a Thursday. Did I say it was Tuesday? August 2nd, starting on August 2nd, which is a Thursday, I will be starting that series. And the name of this particular series is Boys Will Be Boys. And basically this series will detail how ADHD presents itself in our boys. Both boys and girls get diagnosed with ADHD, but it looks different and presents itself differently in each gender. Folks have asked me questions about it. I had a boy and I raised a boy with ADHD, so I'm very well versed and understand how that goes. And I can tell you from firsthand experience and some of my experience and speaking to some of the folks that I've talked to, my experience has resonated with a lot of people when it comes to talking about things that they experienced with their little boy. I also work with several girls groups that have a lot of girls that have been diagnosed with ADHD. So starting on August 7th, which is a Tuesday, so Thursdays and Tuesdays will be dedicated to the genders. On a Tuesday, starting on the 7th for 5 weeks. I'm trying to bring this into the school year, so when the school session is in effect, parents, caregivers, and educators alike are equipped to going into their classrooms, understanding the things they need to understand about ADHD to make the transition from summer into fall that much easier. And I think when we are educated and we are well informed, we're more receptive and we're more alert to what is happening with our children. On August 7th, our This will be for the girls group. It's called Girls Talk. And the title of this session will be Where My Girls At. We will cover topics of understanding your daughter, you, me, and ADHD. How do we cope and deal with our relationships that are sometimes sabotaged and destroyed because of the diagnosis? I have a module titled Girls on a Mission, Understanding Your Daughter and how the impacts of this diagnosis affects her her development and surviving school days, how, what it looks like for her at school. And then we'll go over and revisit again, how the medication factor affects girls. What I do know is we forget that our children are growing and they're developing. So those that are on medication, and I get a lot of feedback about this, those that are on medication, it's always a question. Oh, I don't think the medication is working. I need to go back to the doctor and up the dosage. I don't know why the medication is changing. We will get into adolescence and the structure of adolescence and how when we hit puberty, how we see a shift in the diagnosis with our children. So this is what's coming up. One more other thing that I'm working on in the background, and I hope that, if you are not in the greater Bridgeport area and you are outside of Connecticut, I hope that this is something that you will take my lead on. I was given I don't know what to call it to not sound so spiritual, but I'll just go ahead and say what I was given. I was given a vision of how to bring this diagnosis together, how to make it more relevant in our community, because we don't talk about it. And one of the things that I came up with, or what was given to me, was to host an ADHD walk. October is ADHD Awareness Month, just like it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, just like it's other national disease months each month. So for October, I will be hosting the very first in my city, an ADHD Awareness Walk. That information is in the very beginning stages of work, and I will have more details in the weeks to come. I'm going to be looking for support as far as vendors, people that can come out and support the vision, getting the word out, and just being available. Not only does it address a cause, but for you fitness gurus, it gives you an opportunity to kind of piggyback with me. If there's trainers and different people that are in the athletics field, it gives you an opportunity to come out and advocate as well as promote yourselves in the community for fitness. Because again, when we're talking about a person-centered approach, the person-centered approach addresses the fact that you need to look at the whole person, not just part of the person. So you look at the diagnosis, you look at their health, you look at their mental state, you look at their lifestyles, how they eat, what they drink. That all is incorporated in the person-centered approach. So I'm hitting all areas with my movement here. And I truly appreciate all of you who tune in and that watch my lives from start to finish, that ask me questions, that inbox me, that pick my brain when I see you at gatherings about what this is all about. This is a real diagnosis, and I cannot stress that enough. There are so many grown-ups walking around with ADHD undiagnosed because of the shame, the guilt, the embarrassment, or just the lack of awareness. So my purpose in this season is to make sure that every Black and brown family, mother, father, sister, cousin, caregiver, auntie, uncle, great Grammy, Mima, whoever you are called, that you're fully informed of what this is. So that's my spiel for today. Again, keep the dates. I'm going to send out information and I'll be putting it out there, hitting it live. Please feel free to click, like, share, and attend. I will be doing on 7/31. That's also a Thursday. Excuse me. I don't think it's a Thursday. 7/31 is actually a Tuesday. 7/31 is Tuesday. So on July 31st at 9 p.m. via Zoom, I will be hosting a webinar entitled There's No Such Thing as a Magic Pill. So I hope that those that have shown great interest in this, I put a lot of effort and work into this for you, and it's going to be phenomenal. If there are educators that are in special education, if there's people that work with children that you know of, invite them, because they are the ones that need to have this information in their hands. It is all part of our development and our growth. And I just want to make sure that everybody is doing their part and playing their roles. So again, 7:31, that is on a Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. There's a $25 charge. The link will be available tomorrow. As for the other events, starting on August 2nd, which is the following Thursday. I can't get my T's together. The following Thursday, August 2nd, I will launch and kick off the Boys Club, and that's a 5-week series that speaks about understanding ADHD and how it impacts our Black and brown boys. And then the following Tuesday, I will be hosting another gender-related event for 5 weeks that's entitled Where My Girls At, that focuses on girl talk about our girls. So that is my plug for today. If you have not gotten me Shattering Glass Ceilings, your mini book, the link is available in my bio. You are more than welcome to click on it and order away. I welcome you. And keep me lifted up in your prayers, your thoughts. There's some other things that I wanted to mention today, but I'll pause on those. If that one, the things that I'm thinking in my head that I need to share or address, so to speak, it'll be at a later time. I think it'll be more appropriate for me to do that on a more serious note, where I can kind of address some concerns that have been brought to my attention in addition. Let me go in and say hello to my people that have not counted it as robbery to join Facebook Live with me today. I am frozen. Let's see. I think I see Nicole Staggs. I see Wade Irby. I see Bernice. I see Ramona Chancey. I see Crystal Soares. Hey, Crystal. Ramona, hey, beautiful. Hey, beautiful. Right back at you. Crystal, I love it too. Kelly Perry, hello. Hey, Jamala. Nell Petway, hello. Hey, Bernard. Hello, Megan. So all of you that took the time out of your schedules to like, love, or comment, hello, thank you. And please do not count it as robbery to share this information in your daily journeys and with the folks that you work with, that you love, and even the ones that you don't like, that you feel need the help. So go ahead and click like and share. My name is Tanya Irby Langley, author of Shattering Glass Ceilings, your ADHD coach, and Miss Shattering Glass Ceilings herself. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be blessed, stay strong, and smooches.